having a workshop session from Jobberman, which we all know to be a recruitment agency in Nigeria. Here we have. So, inshallah, without wasting much of our time, let us jointly recite Surah Al-Fatiha as an open dua for us. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين Amin. Jazakumullahu khairan. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept that from us as an act of ibadah. Amen. Shortly, before we go, we have our father here, Engineer Faid Olajide, who will be taking us through the keynote session of this particular session this afternoon. A quick biography or a quick info about our father here, Engineer Faid Olajide is. Engineer Faid Olajide has 25 years experience in technology and business management across telecoms, IT and fintech, electronics and power industry. He has led projects at Mega Screen Limited, Alcatel Lucent, Nokia, and also founding CEO at Pay Vantage Limited. Wow. He currently runs Avast Technology Limited and Omnicom Solution Limited. And Faid Olajide holds an advanced certificate for executive from MIT, master's degree in financial engineering and non-interest finance, and a bachelor degree in electrical engineering. He is a certified project manager (PMP), registered engineer current, member of the Nigeria Society of Engineers (NSC), fellow of the Institute for Humanitarian Studies and Social Development (IHSD), the African Association of Entrepreneurs Engineers (AAEN), and Institute of Islamic Professionals (IIFP). Within the social responsibility sphere, he is the co-founder of Edo Africa and executive director of Academic Excellence Initiative (AER), both non-profits dedicated to advancing youth education. Let's all welcome with a virtual applause, virtual claps to welcome Engineer Faid Olajide. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sir.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So while we have our father appreciate, let's all kindly mute ourselves and do not let's avoid distracting the session. Well, we'll have questions once he's done with his presentation. Let's note down our questions and we'll take that question once on his presentation. You have the floor, sir.
Okay, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I'll try to put on my slides and just hold on here. Okay. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up, but not yet, sir.
Just let me know as soon as you're able to see it.
All right, sir.
Still not visible yet.
Not visible yet, sir.
Okay. Okay, is anything visible now?
Yes, sir.
I'm still not seeing from my hand here. But I'm
It's
glad.
visible from here. Yes.
Can you please confirm
Strategic
that?
pathway to career excellence.
Yes.
Okay, it's coming up now, sir.
Okay, are we able to go?
Yes, sir.
I just need a response, some responses to tell me we are good.
Yes, sir, you're good to go, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. I'm very happy to be here this afternoon with you, and I feel honored to share some experiences that we've also passed through. I'm also happy that you are taking something like this very important. I'm also happy that we have the NGM as a group, and the work that the mentoring group is doing is awesome. We need to have many more of this kind of initiatives in order to have more younger people get the kind of knowledge that they need in order to excel and to progress in their career. So without much ado, I think we'll run into it. So yes, strategic pathways to career excellence. Just as a forward, I want to tell you that being successful is a deliberate decision. I mean, it's not something that you hit by chance or anything. It's a deliberate decision. You will prepare that I want to succeed. And in line with that, you are going to take the steps that are needed to bring you success. So, and that's the reason why having some plan and having a goal, setting some goals are important from the beginning. It's not just, okay, I'm entering the workforce and then I'm working and I don't know which direction I'm facing. That's not it. So that's just as a way of introduction. Now, the visionary Muslim professional. So the foundation of the successful career lies in that word we call Ihsan, excellence, doing it right, perform every task with the highest level of proficiency and sincerity. And as we move forward inside this presentation, you're going to also see why that concept of Ihsan that has been imbued in the personality of a Muslim is important to be upheld, because it's actually the gateway to career excellence. This commitment serves as a unique differentiator. It also transforms the professional work that you do into a form of worship, so you earn rewards for it. So it's ibadah, and it also ensures something for you. You stand out as a personality. Now, this is another key point that we will get to as we progress inside this presentation. So, the core principles that you can look at as Muslim Ihsan, delivering beyond expectations in every project, in everything that you are asked to do. Make sure that excellence is associated with your work, with your person, with your personality. Amana is integrity, trust. Trustworthiness and integrity are absolute. And of course, risk is seeking allowed earnings through ethical career paths. So meaning to make a choice to that your means of acquiring wealth sustenance, and ethical, and go in line with the dictates of what God has prescribed that is lawful for you. So these are key aspects or key words, the key principles that you need to hold as you move inside your career. Strategic planning, it involves the synthesis of long-term visionary goals. And I have to say here that a career is a long game. You know, some people don't understand that when you're starting, it's not something you get to in 1 year. It's not something you get to in 2 years. You are planning, you are preparing for something of a 10, 20-year plan. I mean, you're moving forward. And the end goal is that you want to build your career. And when you say career, it's not just you're talking about where I'm working right now. No, that's just part of the road. It's just a part of it. So it's a synthesis of long-term visionary goals with tactical, short-term execution. So you have small parts, but the whole, they come as a whole to be part of your career. So for young professionals, this means defining a direction, a North Star for your career, while remaining agile enough to navigate local economic fluctuations or differences or issues or changes in the atmosphere, technology, and things like that. So you are able to navigate through these specific milestones and then expanding your network as you go forward in that career. So strategic planning is not about future decisions, but about the future of the present decision. So what you want to do, what you are going to do today is the key thing towards where you're going to be in the future. And that's a quote from Peter Drucker. Now, one of the most important entry points, in fact, it's where I call the entry point into your career, is the currency of skills. Skills differentiate you. Skills is what the value that you're bringing to the table for your employer. But without it, there is nothing to employ you for. If I employ you, I'm employing you just because I believe that you'll be able to take some tasks and finish those tasks, and those are important to me. So I get whoever is able to do those tasks as an employer. So if you are not able, if you do not possess the skills, then why would I employ you? So your currency coming inside your career path is the skills. So you must seek to grow, you must seek to learn, you must seek to perfect those skills because your entry point. So skills are your primary currency of exchange. It's what your employers are paying for. And of course, with rapid digital transformation, require professionals to proactively close the gap between whatever is their current abilities and the future requirements. And this, I'll tell you, when you're getting out of school and you're entering the job market, at that point, it's like nobody knows you. But what you can put forward is, what do I know? What can I do? That is, what value am I offering? And that's the statement, that's how we should think about it. When you think about, I want to get a job, no, don't think about, I need a job, I need a job, I need a job. No, that's not the way to look at it. What you need to say is that, what value do I have to offer? When you ask that question, you will find that, okay, these are gaps, and then you'll be able to do your continuous assessment for yourself and be able to see where you have gaps and where you need to improve. And I'll tell a story about this issue of currency of skills. Back about 21, 23 years ago, I worked with a manager. His name was Robin. And he told me his story. This was 2003. And he told me the story of how he got his first job. And Robin completed his NYC in somewhere in Benue. He had never been, I think, as he told me then, I think he had never been to Lagos. And he felt that, okay, as an electrical engineer, Lagos is the place to be for him. So he decided that, okay, after my service, I'm going to Lagos. So as part of his plan, and not having that much money, he actually farmed in Benue. And at the end of the NYC, he took his harvest, sold it in order to get some capital, some money, and he headed to Lagos. And he told me that he dropped at Maryland at that time. And he started his job prospecting from that Maryland that morning. And he walked past a particular where he saw in those days computers were not that common. You had photocopiers, you had printers, and you have electric typewriters at that time. So he saw a company where he saw they displayed a lot of this. And he, being a very good electronics practitioner, he could repair things, he understood, he was really on top of his game when he came to skill. So he brought to the company and he told them that, okay, here I've just completed my NYC, I'm looking for a job, I'd love to work with you. And the company owner said, sorry, he was referred to him. And then he said, sorry, we have no vacancy right now, but you can check back later. So right there, he made an offer. He said, okay, what about I work for you for free for 1 month? And by the time the 1 month ends, if you do not like what I'm doing or you feel I'm not useful, you can release me without paying anything. However, if you feel that I need to continue, then we negotiate my pay, and then you pay me for the month, and then pay only once. All right. And this is a real story. It's not made up. This happened. So, and then so the man said, okay, fine. Yeah, it's your choice. You can start. So, being very good at his work, he went out and found all the stuff that they had already taken as bad, and then he started taking them out. Within a week, he had repaired many of the bad photocopiers, printers, and all of that. And he saw that they were working very well too. He started cleaning them all up and then putting them up for second-hand sale. At the end of the second week, the MD called him and said, sorry, we do not need to wait for a month to decide. We need you. And right there, they decided his salary. It was just 2 weeks. And then the man asked him, you said you are just coming from your baby after your NYC. So where do you stay? He said, really? I'm just hanging around right now. I do not have much of a place at home. The man, I have to give you my my contact. I have you. He said, it's free. You can take it some time while you are still looking for a place of your own. So that's how he got the job. That's how he got his first grounding in Lagos. So you would agree with me that the first currency that he brought to that place, his first offering, was what he had already learned, was skills that he already possessed. That's the key thing. You must have something of value that you want to offer to people. That's your entry point into this long career game. So you have different kinds of skills, especially data. You have technical, you have digital, AI literacy, data analytics, remote collaboration that you must master. You have the soft skills, interpersonal, emotional intelligence. You must be able to read and be able to communicate. Ethical leadership and negotiation, and that also includes being able to be a good team worker. And strategic, project management, financial literacy, problem solving, these are skills that you need to bring to the table. You must learn them because they stand you out whether you join or whether you start. So while your current skills take you in, it's the soft skills and your ability to show more value, okay, that will take you forward. And that we get to a very key part of your being in any office or any establishment. And then we go to, we talked about your digital identity, and of course, you should prepare good result-oriented CV, strategic LinkedIn presence, transition from listing your duties to recording achievements. What have I achieved? So as you grow, you start to do that. And of course, even if while you are at school, in school, you've already been taking some projects and things like that, you can add that to your CV in order to communicate your unique value proposition. I come to something that is really very important. That is branding. And in fact, I tell young people, second to the skills that take you inside your workplace, the next thing that you should take very important, in fact, more important than how much you get, is your branding. Your brand, what you stand for. Because in that long career game that you are talking about, your branding from the start is going to become an asset for you decade after. It might not even be up to a decade. Your brand will start to speak for you. So what do I mean by branding? It's everything. You know, there's this saying that when you get to a blacksmith shop and you leave a blacksmith shop, everybody would know that you're coming from a blacksmith shop. Why? Because the smell of burnt iron will be on your clothes. And if you go to a perfumery, when you leave a perfumery, everybody that meets you will be perceiving the aroma that you're taking out from the perfumery. So your brand is actually, what do you leave with people? How do people see you? Their interaction with you, everything that they see about you, what do you leave in their minds? That's very key for you. So personal branding for Muslim people involves a delicate balance of professional norms, religious identity, ensuring that your appearance and conduct command respect in a corporate setting, reflects both your competence and your values. The skills that you possess, your attitude to work. So there are many people that at their place of work, it's all about complaining every day. But if they are not complaining about the salary, they are complaining about the AC. They are not complaining about the AC, they are complaining about the behavior of their manager. They are not complaining about, it's always about complaint and complaint. Yet, they never solve problems. You must be a problem solver. You must be seen as somebody that is diligent and meets up when the jobs are given to him, responsible, all of those, and at the same time, you are willing to help other people. That's a brand that you must have. Because your brand sits inside the room for you, even when you are not there. There will be places where people will talk about you, your managers will talk about you, and they will take decisions. And that's your brand. That's good. So you must, when you get into a workplace, you must make sure that the perception, how they perceive you, you must take it as an assignment. You have to ensure that whoever is working with you is happy, feels good about his silver. That, oh, I'm happy I have this guy here. So that's a whole combination of your attitude, the skills that you have prepared yourself, that you have done over the years, your ability to communicate, your emotional intelligence, and other things that skills around that. So I've known a person that I worked with, you won't believe it, and this happened, it's a personal story. My first place of work, I worked with a guy, and this guy was always complaining every day. He complains about everybody. Everybody. This was how he continued his journey. And about 10 years later, you won't believe, I was just out of the meeting in Globacon, and I was standing on the road waiting for my driver to pick me up. And a friend who had worked with me in Alcatel before and was then at everything came around and met me there, and then we started talking. And another friend who was working in Visa Phone came out. It was just outside Visa Phone office at that time, and then joined us, and we were all talking. And then the guy from Meriton said, he spoke Yoruba, and he said, he said, you know, that's very funny. He said he mentioned the first name, and I completed the surname of the guy. Just by the 2 months that myself and the guy worked together in 2001. Can you imagine that? And you know what? He was saying that you mentioned the guy's first name, I mentioned the first name, and then the third guy from Visa Phone said, you need to, that guy is a nasty guy. Imagine 3 people working in different companies and coming together. I mean, just mentioning themselves and talking together, and one person mentions the person, and it's the same feeling. So, I would never touch that guy with a long pole, even if he's the best that I want to get something. Unless maybe he has changed. But you see what? You know what? I don't know where he is right now today, but if he had left a good brand, I would seek him out. And that's what happens in your later career. You get a lot of opportunities, a lot of things come to you just because you built a good brand. So your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. And build it on the pillars of the Son and Amana. That is excellence and integrity. Let's quickly go inside interviews. I won't stay too much here. Success in interviews depends on the ability to present oneself with confidence and clarity. And the story is about preparation that meets opportunity. So when you demonstrate both technical skill and ethical integrity, you communicate that you are the right person for the job. So it's your preparation. No matter what, if there's an opportunity that exists, it's your preparation that puts you, and it might not be just a preparation of overnight. It's what you have been building over the years. So start looking forward to that day that you're going to be in that interview. What are you going to present? Of value. What value would you be able to put on the table that will win the interview your way? So while you're there, there's advice on structure your answers by describing the situation, task, action, and result to show the impact. So not only that I can do, but to show what were the results. It helps you to be able to communicate impact. Your professional etiquette, of course, punctuality and respect for corporate norms. They reflect your discipline and reliability. That's not only for the interview, even through your period, while you're working in any company. That needs to be something that you take close to heart. Your ethical presentation, maintain absolute honesty, build trust, building trust with the very first interaction. So, you know, some people would lie at interviews. And then a friend had a case like that, and he started rambling in an interview. And then all of a sudden, the one of the interviewing, one of them, there were 2 people interviewing, and one had to go out. Then the second person just told him to quit this rambling. I know you are lying. You are good, but stop. If you don't know anything, just say you don't know it. What is So he thought he was actually doing well and that he was finding ways to just get through. But of course, experienced people on the interview panel would already know. And that's not a good message. You're already telling them that you would lie. So you must build honesty right from your very first interaction. So prepare ahead. And then, of course, lastly, as a short part for this interview part is to do your research. Research the company you are going to. You just don't go there and then they ask you, you are talking off board entirely.
You must know what the company is doing, how what you know and the values and the skills that you have acquired will connect with the growth of that company. So you are offering something, you're putting something on the table. And of course, you must understand the specific challenges of the business landscape. So that shows that you have some depth, and your interviewers would appreciate that. So let's quickly move into ethical dilemmas that you face at the workplace. The corporate landscape presents unique ethical hurdles especially for Muslim professionals. You address this, a firm grounding in taqwa, in God consciousness, hikmah, wisdom, to be able to handle situation. That ensures that your career growth does not come at the expense of your spiritual integrity. And I'll tell you, my first experience at work, I could remember that it was a Juma, and it was Ramadan. It was 3rd of Ramadan. I remember the dates. And we got to work straight to site. And then it was time for Juma, and I had to leave. And unfortunately, because I did not know the time when they were going to pray there, I stayed a bit longer. And when I got back, the MD said, "This is unacceptable." And I was the only Muslim in the whole team. He said, "This is unacceptable. You can't work with me like this." But I understood the game. I know where we're coming from. I know what I could do. Then, when we got into the work, I started to show what I could do. I was able to work with the expatriates that came to train us. They felt that this guy had depth. And eventually, the 2 of them, 3 of them, each one of them apart, came to me and told me that, yes, your MD asked me who is the best guy out of you guys. I told him it's you, that you're the guy to lead the team. And of course, within 1 month, that's how I came to start leading the team. And guess what? I had not yet done my NYC. And all the other guys in the team, the engineers in the team, had already done NYC. Some of them worked 2-3 years. But I had the skills, and that got me inside the door. Okay, now going from there, your values and your brand will now take you forward, which was what happened, of course. Going from our background and consciousness that we had, I made sure that even when people had opportunities to corner or take money, I make sure that everything is well accounted for. And so the MD and everybody got to trusting, okay, it's Fahid, leave it. There was a very unique case that happened, but because of time, I will not be able to go into that. So you have to try to ensure that, okay, as an ethical dilemma, interest-based transactions, you have to try to avoid that. You have to avoid that. Bribery and facilitating fees, things like that, they do not go in line with your values as a Muslim, and you have to stay clear of it. Social pressures, alcohol and mixing, and I do something. I move ahead for, and I think I'll speak about that inside the next slide. So you'll be able to show politely decline participation in some settings that you know that are not okay for you, but while maintaining professional warmth and excellence at work. If your work is good, I'm telling you, and that's what I say to issues of maybe, sisters would say, nobody would mind you working with your hijab so long as they know that the value they need is with you. So that's the first thing that you need to push forward. And of course, betrayal of trust is something that you should never touch. That's amana. Remember that Allah tells us that whoever fears Allah, He will make a way out for him. So it won't be the reason for you not to be rich or wealthy. No, it's actually by keeping to the dictates of Allah that you will actually make it, along with the efforts that you put in, because that's where barakah comes in. So strategies for ethical resilience. So maintain ethical standards. We've talked about that. do not compromise your core values. So proactive boundary settings. So one of the first things that you do is that first thing is that you must show that you are good at at your work. You must show that you are super good at your work. And so that happened to me in that first place of work. So you won't believe that after 1 month, I became the head of the technical team. And even before then, every time I took excuse that, okay, sir, I need like 10 minutes break, I would have really worked so hard prior to that he wouldn't be able to say sorry. He would say, please just go on this break. But you know what? He will be the one to tell me, Fahid, I know you are going to pray, but please, you know, you are the only one that I trust with this equipment. Please don't stay too long. Don't stay too long. Huh? Please. This was someone that told me on my first day that you can't do this. This is bullshit. You're going to accept this. I mean, I had so much on that day, but I was sure that that can be changed. I know that, see, just taste me. By the time you taste me, you won't be able to, it's like honey. You won't be able to leave me after that. And that was the game. That was what I had in mind. And Alhamdulillah, Allah made that possible. So that's what you call the excellence offset. So compensate for that, your non-participation and those things that you require, by being very productive, being a reliable member of the team, being supportive of other team members, helping them to do things, you understand, support them in so many other ways. I'm telling you, they'll be the ones guarding you. I could remember that in those days, they would come, when somebody comes to the office and is to meet me, it's our director that would say, oh, yeah, this is Fahid, he's the head of our technical team. Oh, but please don't bother, Fahid doesn't shake ladies. He'll be the one she'll be the one to say that. For me, I do not have to say anything. Now, imagine that if I were not on top of my job at that time, who needs all those nuances and all that? He will tell you to go, especially if you are not offering any value. So please use that offset. Work hard. Show the excellence that's in you ahead. Let it be seen, because that's going to give you extra, opportunities as you move forward. I will remember that every time we were on site, sometimes at that time, one of our senior, I think it was our GM at that time, I could remember a lady. If I were not around and others go to her and ask her that, okay, can we get some money to do some things? I could remember that she would tell them, don't you guys collect salary? That would be the answer to them. But if it's Fahid that asked for that thing, that asked for refreshment for the guys, will say, Fahid, how much do you need? It's not, and that's the way you should allow this, your excellence, to speak about you. It really helps you not to really have to say too much in order to be able to maintain what you want within that company, or I would say that environment. Yes, you don't shake women, you don't shake the opposite sex. Your time of prayer, you take an excuse to go to. Nobody would look at it anymore. They would take it as part of the norm, so long as that excellence has been established. Of course, seek Sharia guidance, consult with experienced seniors, mentors when faced with complex dilemmas like that. And then, of course, even if you are exiting on principle, okay, have the courage to seek alternative. And please, when leaving, live in a good way. Never break or destroy bridges that you are building. Never. Some people would say because they got another better job and then they want to paint the whole place red. That is a massive error. You don't do that. In fact, that's the time when you should work at your best. They must feel it. that, wow, we'll lose this guy. That's what opens the door for you the next time anyone within that environment has another opportunity. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. So the role of mentorship, and let's quickly run through this because of time. Mentorship is a catalyst for professional development, really, providing insight that cannot be gained through formal education alone. And I have stories to tell for this, honestly. I will tell you one. Sometime around after I took on the Chief Technology Officer role, about that's 15 years ago then. I had some issues working with a client, and I was still dealing with that. However, during the same period, the company HR decided on a special mentoring package for about 5 of us in Nigeria then. And the 5 of us are just with taking some strategic regional roles at that time. And we had people allocated to us as mentors. So I had this guy, Fabio Tomasi, is an Italian. And we had it for 6 months. It was just a 6 month. And it was just one contact point per month. There was the opening at the beginning, and then for 6 months, 5 months we interacted, and then the last month was the closure. During this period, we will talk briefly about the work I am doing, what are the challenges I'm facing. It will offer advice, tell me, okay, do it this way, take this, and I was following that. I remember one of our early sessions, and he was asking me, and he said, Fahid, your interface or the customer side, where is the person from? I said, he's Indian. He said, wow. He said, Indians are very smart people. He said, you know what? I did some work in India and I know them very well. See, Fahid, when you're dealing with them at this level, always make sure that whatever situation you have, you must have one more bullet left in your pocket. Wow. I'm telling you, that's one of the, I would say, most impactful advices I've ever had in life. I mean, in my own career. Just that statement. And what did he mean? What he meant was that I should never, if I have 10 reasons or evidences for something or backing, okay, to support something that I'm proposing, I should never spend all those bullets. I should keep 1 or 2 left in my pocket. And you know what? It worked. So I was having quite an issue there. Why? A lot of the other guys felt that I was young at that time, and that came out in the way they tried to interact. And but when I implemented this advice, it got to a day when the guy called me and said, Fahid, have you had lunch? Let's go for lunch. You know, that has changed from a person that was antagonizing you or was always going against whatever you proposed earlier to somebody that has now fully trusted you. So that trust journey was that at some point, it became evident that, oh, this guy is just not talking. He has enough reasons. He has enough evidences to support everything that, he just told me something about the nuance of engaging people from that side of the world that I put to use. I can't go too deep into the whole story right now. Of course, it's a customer at the time too, but it worked. And so having mentorship is actually more like a growth accelerator. So you must seek mentors whose career paths and values align with your long-term professional aspirations. You must engage Approach those potential mentors with specific goals, a clear value proposition, and of course, a respect for their time. They don't have time. With Fabio, I had only, I think, 1 hour per month, 6 contacts, 1 hour per month. And it was really impactful for me. And of course, utilize and implement the advice received. Track your progress. Tell him. I was able to tell him, Fabio, your advice has worked like magic. Thank you very much. And that, you know, gives him more motivation to support you further. So provide consistent feedback on the outcomes. As I said, mentorship accelerates growth. So you must have a mentor. And of course, take community and networking, because at your level, as you keep rising in the industry, you will also find out that maybe in 10 years, you will also find out that most of your colleagues are now rising to the top of the industry. They are now C-level in some organization, or very senior executives. Some of them have become politicians. Some of them are in the government and have risen to director level and things like that. You will start to see it. Now, your network, as you build it right from now, is going to tell on your later years of your career, just as I spoke about your brand. So you must actively network. You must get inside the community. So network within the Muslim professional community, and participate in local bodies and events. So tech events that you can partake in, or advocacy, work with people. So you build your social capital that opens doors to new opportunities today and in the future. So there are so many opportunities that come now that come out of the blues to me. Someone would just call me and say, Faid, we have a problem like this. Do you have the solution? Or could you join us, partner with us to solve this? And then we start a company, or we have a good idea. We feel that you are the right kind of person to work with for this. So that's an opportunity that comes to you. And it's not because of what you're doing right now. It's because of what you've done years, maybe a decade, 15 years ago, that they know you by, the brand that you have built with the people and the network that you have cultivated. So seek professional bodies, and also the opportunity of the NGM, as we mentioned earlier. This is awesome. It's a good opportunity for you to network and to get mentors. The Guild of Muslim Professionals, the Association of Muslim Professionals, other organizations like that provide opportunities for structured networking. Of course, the power of the masjid. Utilize the community spaces for professional support. Find mentors within your local congregation, and of course, attend industry events, corporate conferences, mixes, to expand your circle beyond your immediate industry. Foster collaboration, collective rise in professional standard, support fellow professionals in their ventures. So it's not only about you. As you're building your social capital, as I said, make sure that you are supporting others. As you're building yourself, offer support to other people. And you know, of course, that that is also an investment for you in this life and in the hereafter. It is what a Muslim should be to a fellow Muslim. It should be a support to your brother. So this should be my last slide, which is your path to impact. The journey towards career excellence is continuous. It's not just one time. You continue on it. So strategic planning, skill development, brand building, as I said earlier. In fact, I tell people, I can take, it's if my brand is affected that I will complain in the workplace. Money will not be my reason for complaint, but my brand, I take it very important. And this is not because of now. It's what I have been doing, what I have learned over the years. 20 years ago, I've already learned it. You know, that first place of work, I told you, um, during the time when we first started work, our MD had many people looking at the guys that he had employed, while my other colleagues were busy, always arguing with themselves, fighting on sites, arguing about this and that. I was always the peacemaker. I would always go to one person, okay, you're arguing about this particular thing. Okay, you want to connect this cable. You know what? Let me do this job. You understand? Why you take this one, you take the other part, so that I diffuse the situation. Of course, this is part of the learning that we've had from MSSN, from school, leading committees and teams. And I will do that. So, because I believed that it's not possible for this guy to have bought this equipment and to have put 4 or 5 engineers right on it, and without anybody looking at us. I mean, I just felt it that, guys, you are being watched. Why are you fighting like this? And that was proven, because by the end of the month, within 4 weeks, I was communicated, and the MD told me if um, you would move up to lead the team. So brand building, and of course, you must seek mentorship. Mentorship is standing on the shoulders of giants. It allows you to be able to quickly, um, borrow from their wealth of knowledge, the pitfalls that they've already seen, that you don't even know. They will be able to tell you about what to do. So audit, review your CV, LinkedIn profile for impact and alignment with your goals. Learn, enroll in courses to acquire high demand digital strategic skill, and partake in projects. Even if it's not for money, partake in projects, win something, make something successful, be part of a success. And of course, connect, reach out to potential mentors to guide you through your journey. So I want to remind you to strive for excellence and to lead with integrity. My brothers and sisters, colleagues, I'm leaving you with this last slide as a summary. Skills, brand building, mentorship, and of course, from the beginning, strategic planning. Pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us the best in this world and in the hereafter, and guide our path on as we move through our careers. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Jazakumullahu khairan. It is a pleasure having you here this afternoon. It's a pleasure. Attendees and colleagues on this call, I'm so much sure that we have learned not just one, not two, or several things on this call while Engineer Faid was giving us his presentation. I know many of us will have several questions, which we'll be putting up it soon, right? All right, Jazakumullah khairan. It's a pleasure. Engineer Faid kindly accept the virtual applause and emojis being sent by distinguished colleagues who are on this call. All right, we'll be taking just few questions because we'll be taking another session, a workshop session in due time. So let us have 2 questions, a brother and a sister for gender balance, for clarity's sake, and so as to have everybody carried along. So I'm seeing a hand here, a virtual hand being raised by Abdulkadir Opakule. Could you please unmute and connect and ask your question, please?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum
Alaikum
salam. Could you
salam
please
wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm so happy to be here, and I want to say big Jazakumullah khairan for lecturer who has been able to um, share the experience a lot of ideas on how we can be a better career person and a better Muslim in our community. So my question for him is that as a recent graduate who is looking for opportunity and a lot of opportunity is out there, but based on the course of study, trying to settle for one, what what advice can you give to such a person on how to navigate himself on that path as an engineering student? Yes. Did you get my
But
question?
Cody, I don't know if you can speak a bit louder. Can barely hear things you are hearing, please.
Okay, you didn't get what I said. Are
I'm
you
not sure
hearing me
I
now?
get any of this, please. You can speak a bit louder. You can increase your audios, please.
Okay, okay. Are you hearing me now?
Yes,
Are you
it's
hearing me
clear a bit
now?
now. It's
Yes,
clear
it's
now.
clear now.
Okay. I was trying to appreciate our lecturer, and also I was trying to ask a question about a recent graduate who is trying to seek out for opportunities, trying to um, put out CVs. So, as
Okay.
an engineering, are you getting that? As an
Yes,
engineering
go ahead.
graduate, how do I navigate myself to getting a better opportunity? Because when I see opportunities out there, I see them as opportunities that are very distinct. As engineering, sometimes you see from the civil engineering, from the different let's say, okay, let's say
Okay, so
graduate training.
because of time, and you know that there is also another part of this session that's supposed to actually be starting already by now, and we won't have too much time to talk about this. So, but when I talk about that value proposition, I'm telling you, um, there are opportunities out there. The people to feel it are what's not available. And so you must actually check with yourself if you've been building the right kind of skill sets as you were going through school. Okay. However, if you happen to find yourself at one point right now with not enough much to offer, okay, that still does not mean that, okay, that's the end of the world. No, it just means that you have to do a new assessment of, okay, what are the key things that the industry is asking for? And then you can quickly start to build yourself on that. But actually, that's what you should have been doing during your school, your final year, your penultimate year, and during your NYSC. In fact, I tell people you should already get your first work, your first appointment during your service. You do not need to be running around. Why? Because wherever you have worked, okay, they should have already seen that this is somebody that we don't won't want to let go of. Okay, and you should have done some survey of the industry, not when you got to the service, but even before. So, and that tells us from what you just said, that it tells us that we need to go back into the university and to really support those students in year 4, year 5. The time for their IT is supposed to be a time of real massive growth. So start from where you are, and please don't feel down because you've been pushing CVs. No, make an assessment of what are they asking for, what is the industry asking for that you do not have, and then start working on that. So Sadiq, I think we do not have much time. Maybe we should have some
Yes, sir.
other, yes, because
All
it's
right.
important that the next
Jazakumullah.
session starts. Yes.
All right.
Moderator, please check.
Jazakumullah, sir.
Pastor,
We
check your WhatsApp.
appreciate you very much. You can kindly check our colleagues have been asking for your LinkedIn profile. You can just check Jafar Olajide on LinkedIn. Is available on LinkedIn, and you could share a link to his LinkedIn profile. Shortly. Thank you very much. Also, once again, Jafar Olajide, it's a pleasure having you here this afternoon. distinguished colleagues, we have our second facilitator here, who will be taking us through one of the things mentioned by Engineer Faid, which is about audit. Audit your CV and your LinkedIn profile. So we'll be having a workshop session by one of the top leading recruiting companies here in Nigeria, in person of which is Jobberman. I am so much very much sure that we don't have Jobberman is not new to us. They are not just coming up on the industry here now. So let us with a virtual applause and then emojis, let's kindly welcome Mr. Oluwajuwon Esho, who will be taking us through the workshop session on CV writing. Mr. Esho, good afternoon, sir.
Sorry, do you think
good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Just a second.
All right. Okay, before we go down, please, let's kindly take a biograph of our facilitator who will be taking us through that journey. However, we'll have just limited time. I'll just count through some of his achievements and some of these details so we can know whom our facilitator is this afternoon. All right, Mr. Oluwajuwon Esho has more than 9 years of experience in learning and development, program design and implementation, project management and youth development and employment. He excels as a facilitator, specializing in soft skill training, business communication, ethics, and many more. Driven by goals and results, he has successfully managed numerous youth-led projects centered on capacity building, and he has provided valuable support to NGOs in executing their programs and achieving their overall goals. His expertise is enriched by training in project management, business and development, proposal writing, design thinking, overcoming investing, future literacy, learn Six Sigma, and many more. A fervent advocate of youth empowerment, he is dedicated to initiatives that enhance the skills of young individuals and alleviate unemployment. Distinguished colleagues, friends, and friends and family here on call, kindly welcome Mr. Oluwajuwon Esho. Welcome, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. Thank you so much. I'll be turning on my video any moment from now. I'm super excited to be here. Good afternoon. All right.
Good afternoon,
so
sir.
Before I start, just to be sure that we're all on the call, I can see about 96 of us. I can see different emojis coming up. And in the next 1 minute, let's do a bit of checking. I want you to tell me how the weather is, where you are. Is it cold? Is it sunny? Is it... Oh, thank you. Somebody said it's hot already. Yeah, so just a bit of checking. Let me see how the weather is, where it is, where you are currently. Wow, so somebody is even in Sokoto. Very warm. How is 96 degrees Celsius warm? I was expecting, okay, sorry, 36. 36 is okay. Should be warm. Yeah, not too hot. Yeah.
Yes, sir. We have someone also joining for Mina.
Wow. Mina, yes, Mina is sunny. Wow. Yeah. Like virtually, yeah, I'm kind of also experiencing how it is currently in Mina or in Sokoto. Yeah, amazing. Good afternoon, once again, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. Yeah. Um. So today's conversation will be around CV, job preparation, writing your CV, how to write your CV, how to prepare for jobs, opportunities, and basically all around training, right? Just so that you are better prepared for getting that your first job. Now, let me ask a quick question. So I'm kind of getting the feedback. If you can mute Mr. Sadiq. Okay, amazing. Thank you. So, how many of us here don't have a CV? And there's a reason why I'm asking. So I want to know if I should, because I have only a few minutes. So you don't need to raise up your hand. You just put it in the chat if you don't have a CV. So I'm trying to know where to start from actually, because of time. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So I think I might just have to start with CV writing. If your generated doesn't count, yeah. Okay. A lot of us. I might just have to do this. So yes, I'm speaking on this. CV writing, interview skills, job search strategy. So this is me. I work with Jobberman. I'm a senior youth engagement and learning consultant with Jobberman, right? I have about quite a number of years experience in the learning and development, right? Training, speaking with youth, and all of that. I'm also a youth myself, right? Yeah, I'm also a youth myself. So why are you laughing? Don't think about it. It's not the picture. Yeah, I am actually. So but I'm always excited to be in the midst of young people, bright minds, and all of that. Especially when it comes to having conversations that can change their story. I mean, we can have conversations that can take you from point 1 to point 4, and that leap is enough. You don't need to go to point 10 overnight, right? But that little push, that little exposure can make a huge difference and can change stories, can rewrite stories, and that alone is success to me. Now, I'm going to be talking about CV, so I have very few minutes. A lot of us believe that CV is just that document that you document all your life history, everything that has to do with work and all of that. It might be true. It might also not be true, because CV is just like a marketing document, a marketing tool, and you have a number of people. Let's imagine that you have a number of friends that you know, and you see an application, a job ad from, let's say, KPMG, to say they are looking for something associate, like an associate, or graduate trainee, whatever. And let's say the slot they have is just one. Right? Let's just say they are only looking to recruit just one person, especially those maybe experienced role, or let's just assume that they want to employ just one person. Now, imagine you and your friend. So you saw it, for instance. Let me use Nafisat, for instance. I think I saw Nafisat on the call. So let's assume, Nafisat, do you have a friend on the call? Somebody that you know personally. I'm talking about Nafisat Timitokwe. Just put the name of your friend in the chat box. Or if you're a friend or you know her, Nafisa is a lady. Yeah. If you know her directly. Yeah. So let's assume that Nafisa saw application, right? And Nafisa wants to apply. Let's say she even apply. Oh yeah, and yeah, amazing, Fatima. Yeah, so Nafisa now informed Fatima to say, KPMG is recruiting. No, let's even assume that both of them know that it's just only one person that they are looking for. Fatima also applies. In your own, to be frank and to be truthful to yourself, you are the one that is looking for the job. My point is, a CV is something that you use to sell yourself. Yourself. In the midst of every other person. What you are trying to tell an employer is that don't even though I share the application with Nafisat, don't employ Nafisat. It is me. Sorry, even though I send the application to Fatima. It is me that you are looking for. And that is what a CV is. It is me. I am the person that you are looking for. I am the person that should be employed in that role, regardless of the number of people that has applied for that same job, right? Because if, for instance, you don't need the job, then you won't apply in the first place. You won't apply, right? So now, it is more like a document to pitch yourself, to sell yourself, to tell the employer that, yes, that person you are looking for is here. I am the person. And they say, why does it matter? Because you want to create the right impression, to be not even top 3, to be the person that they will employ, right? If you have a CV, a very good CV, and you're able to pass through the first stage or second stage, you get to be invited for an interview. Also, as important as a CV is, a CV cannot get a job. As important as vital as a CV is, a CV cannot get a job. What do I mean? Except you know the employer, you cannot send your CV and the next thing you are hearing is come and resume on Monday. If it has happened before, then it means that it is luck, or you are favored, or you know somebody that knows somebody, or they already know who you are. They just ask for your CV for formality's sake. You get right? Because a CV does not get a job. It's interviews that get a job. So a CV is you selling yourself to land yourself an interview. All right. And if your CV is not good enough, trust me, within few minutes, an employer, within few seconds, because the employer that was checking your CV, that's checking Fatima's CV, is also checking another 50 other people's CV. The person does not have time to waste. So if the first page of your CV is not very good, they will discard it, unfortunately, and move to the next person. Now, these are important things that should be on your CV. Contact details, your phone number. Let me share another document that is much more a bit detailed, and maybe I'll be able to quickly use that to build what I'm trying to say. It just give you a clearer example of what it should be. Sorry, I know I have very very, very limited time, but I kind of just want to like do this a bit better, so that everybody can easily flow along and be part of this. 1 minute. All right, so these are important sections that your CV should have. We are not saying your CV should have 100% of everything, but should have majority of what is there. Now, you start with contact details, your professional summary. After a professional summary, you have your skills. You have your skills, you have your work experience, you have your, all those other information are very important. But quickly, let me just tell you what is expected to be under each of those things. Now, starting with contact details. All right, I've seen what I'm looking for. Let me stop sharing my screen here and see how I can share that. 1 minute. And I have to share my entire screen. to get there. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, I guess you guys can see this. Can you see structure? If somebody can unmute to confirm if they can see structure of a CV.
Yes, we can see your screen perfectly, sir.
Amazing, amazing. So this is structure of a very good CV. It's how with contact information. What should be there? Your phone number, your full name, your phone number, email, professional email. Avoid nicknames. Avoid sexydoll@gmail.com. You know, I think most of us have known some of those things already. Your residential address. Your residential address, you don't need to write number 24, Akin Alabi Street, Obalin Koko, Marina, Lagos. Just write Surulere, Lagos. You know, yeah, nobody needs your house number. They don't need it. They just want to have an idea of where you stay, you know, and that is it. Your LinkedIn is optional, right? LinkedIn is optional. You might decide to add your LinkedIn. You might decide not to add it. Yeah. Then after this, you have your professional summary. Your professional summary should answer 3 questions. Who exactly are you? What are you skilled at? What are you very good at? And what you seek, right? What do you seek to achieve in that organization? And here's an example, right? This example shows somebody starting with saying, I'm a result-oriented customer service executive with a 2 years. Yeah, so who are you? I'm a result-oriented customer service executive. What are you skilled at? With 2 years experience in handling this, you understand, right? I'm skilled in all these things. Is you trying to sell yourself. So gone are the days whereby you just write, I am looking for an opportunity to work and excel in. You know, talk about yourself. Who are you? Be able to answer this. Who are you? What exactly are you skilled at? And what kind of things do you look for in the organization? So the skills started with talking about the work experience, then the person is skilled at CRM tools, data reporting, blah blah blah. What are you looking for? I'm seeking to leverage competence in customer service to improve the bottom line and drive organization's growth. That's what this person is looking for. I have experience, right? I have experience in customer service, and I'm trying to see where I can use that to improve the organization's bottom line, right? And that's it. After this, on your CV, right? You have your. I will show you a template. I'll go back to the slide I'm coming from. After the contact details, professional summary, you should have your skill set, your skills. So you can do a combination of both soft skills and hard skills, right? You can do a combination of both soft skills and hard skills. For your soft skills, you can add emotional intelligence. You can add all these things: empathy, teamwork, adaptability, communication, communication, organization, and many more. Hard skills. Now, this is very important. Please do not lie. So when an application comes in, when a job advert comes in, most times an organization or an employer will list what they are looking for. I'm looking for a participant who can do this, who can do that. You understand? I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. They would have listed it, right? The easiest thing for you to do would be to copy, to look at what the employer is looking for and find a way to have it on your CV. And when you do that, we call it your CV is skilled match, which means the skill I'm looking for in the graduate training in this particular role is also something that you have on your CV. Because I cannot be looking for somebody who is emotional intelligence, because some of these things, there's a reason for me to write it, right? I'm looking for somebody that has emotional intelligence, for instance. And I'm saying, or communication skills, somebody that is very good at communicating. And let's say you have those skills, but there's no way for me to know because I don't read minds. An employer don't read minds. Employers are not, they don't do voodoo. It is what you see, it is what they see that they take. It's what they see because they don't even know you from anywhere. Right? It's not as if you come highly recommended and this person, even though this, there are some people that you know that this person, when it comes to this thing, this person is sharp. Even though the person did not write it in your skill, in the CV, be like, I know this guy, I know this girl. You understand? Right? So you want to sell yourself as much as possible, but do not lie. Don't say you have a particular technical skill or art skill, and in real life you don't have them. Because these things can be tested immediately. You can't say you know how to do digital marketing and they ask you about a tool in digital marketing and you are looking as if they are calling something in Germany, in German language or in Spanish. You can look lost if you already say you know how to do stuff. So you want to write the right skill and ensure that this skill is, you don't write skill based on what you want or what you feel like. You write skills based on what they are looking for, right? Work experience, especially the soft skills part. Work experience, so you want to say, this is the most important part, right? If you have work experience, you have experience. We all know that experience is highly, is highly sought after, and a lot of people want to relate and want to have somebody with experience in their team. So you want to write it, use bullet points, start with an action word. I have some example that will show you. Focus on your achievements and not your responsibility. Talk about what you've been able to achieve. If you can quantify it, add it. If you can put numbers there, don't just say I resolve customers clients complain. I resolve over 150, you know, customer complaint monthly with a 95% resolution rate. This shows that this person is sharp. This person knows what he's doing. This person can perform and all of that, right? Um, Educational qualities, of course, begin every section by listing your highest qualification. So you want to start from the top to the bottom. Let's say you graduated from UI. You want to write, University of Ibadan, what you study, something like this. If your qualification is a bit lower, maybe third class, you don't need to put your qualification. Sorry. What was it? Okay. Sorry. You don't need to put your qualification here, right? You just write political science, for instance. If you're, let's say we're in 2026, which means if you're graduating this year, you most likely would have entered in year 2022, if I'm correct, or 23 plus 4 years. Yeah. If you had spent more than 4 years to study a 4 years course, or 5 years, you spend more than 5 years to study a 5 years course, you don't need to put the whole duration. Just write the year that you're graduating. You don't need to write 2020 to 2026. And somebody is asking, wait, only you use 6 years to study a 4 years course. What's going on? Just save yourself that drama, right? Save yourself all those drama. Just write the year you graduated. Additional information also includes, like, enrich your CV. But in the enrich your CV, which means professional certification course, you can add this on your CV. Honorary awards, you can also add this on your CV, and many more. Let me go back to where I came from. All right, let me stop sharing here and reshare once again. Yeah, ASU strike is nobody's business. You don't want to, just save yourself that drama. Do you get? Yeah. So I'll show you a template soon. Right, I'll show you a template soon. I've talked about most of what is here, but I think that slide is way more explanatory than this. So there's something we also call applicant tracking system, which is ATS. So it is more like a system whereby big organizations or small organizations, most organizations now use to screen people's CV. And what does this thing look for? For you to be able to scale through applicant tracking system, you need to ensure that your CV is well tailored. You use matching words. You don't want to write, you want to talk about work experience, you're writing where I've worked before. No, write work experience. Education, where I studied. Who cares? Write education there, because that is the key word those things are looking for. Skills, what I'm good at. If you like, don't be good. Use your cup of tea. Write skills, because those are common words that the system knows. It's because the system is more give. So they put in some words. They tell, I'm looking. These are things I'm looking for based on the job description or the job advert for this job. Look at it. Search for these things like AI too. You are using AI to search for documents, stuff, keywords in a document, and that's what an ATS will do, and it will rate it. You don't want to use complex templates that at the end of the day you cannot. So this is my slide, right? Coming. Okay, I thought somebody wanted to tell me time is up. Please get started. Yeah. So, if you are using it, if you download your CV and you cannot do like this on your CV, you cannot copy like this. Your mouse cannot pick words from your CV when you save it as PDF. You're on your own, oh. Because it means that that document is not readable. If you you save it as PDF and you cannot do this on your PDF, it means that that document is not readable, which means that it's going to be a challenge for it to be read by ATS, because ATS is looking for, it won't be able to pick those words, right? It needs to be able to pick it. For instance, this is a PDF document, which is like my profile. Let me share this again. Windows. This is like my profile. It is in PDF, right? It is in PDF. This is what I'm saying. If your mouse cannot pick, like you can see that it's marking it, it's sticking it, then it means that there's a problem. If you cannot do this, it means that there's a problem with your document, and an ATS will not be able to read it, right? So those are the things you don't want to use funny templates that would make this thing difficult for your system to read, right? So you want to ensure that you use all the keywords that are necessary on your CV. Okay. Another important thing is, I've talked about this. There's no need to put photograph on your CV, date of birth, gender, unless they ask for it. If they see they are looking for somebody that is no more than 24 years old and you are 23, you can put your date of birth. If they see they are looking for a woman, a female, and you're a female, you can put your gender female. But if not, you don't need to write all these things. Nobody really cares like that. Ensure that there's no typo. You don't want to put on your skills that you have attention to details and there are typos on your CV. Doesn't make sense. You need to be honest. I've talked about this. Do not use table, do not use footer, do not use all these things. Your CV is not somewhere that you design, you turn into a graphics. You want to show that I'm a badass graphic designer. You now turn your CV to no. We've not gotten there. We've not gotten there. Our wokeness has not gotten there. So you want to ensure that all these things are well noted. Choose the right formats. I think I've talked about some of these things. CV, these are things. So look at this. This is a very example of a bad CV. Look at date of birth. Look at nationality. Look at gender. Look at this. Look at the address. Look at email. Cool guy. These are the issues. See achievement. Finish my college studies. Don't finish. Send you for dropouts now. You don't write CV like this, right? These are bad templates, right? Another bad templates, you can see employment. You need to, what did you do? What did you do? You can't say IT support assistant, ABC. What did you do as an IT officer? Admin officer, IT admin. What did you do? What did you achieve? You need to write it there. You get skills, great IT skills. What's that? Your reference should read available on request. We don't need it. So these are things that you need to put together in your CV. This is also bad. There's no need for pictures on your CV. All these templates, no. Infographics, as I say, your CV should not turn to a graphic design. Hobbies, no, write it out or keep it to yourself. All these things are things that you need to start putting together, right? And ensure that start putting together and ensure that you do the right thing there. This is a good template. You can see Eco Lagos. There's no need to be right number 40 Bodilon Street. You don't need to write phone number in front of phone number. It's obvious it's your phone number. It's obvious it's your email. If you have LinkedIn link, you can, again, your professional summary. Who can remind me the 3 things that you should put in your professional summary that I listed in my former chat? You can put it in the chat box when I come back to it. If you are sure that you remember the 3 things I said you should be in your professional summary, put it in the chat box and I will come back to it. You can see your core competence. These are things that this person is good at, work experience. You can see finance manager. What did you do? I managed. If you can quantify it again, quantify it. Key achievements. You can use this method, or you turn everything to your key achievement. You talk about what exactly you did. So nobody can remember the 3 important things that I said. Your professional summary on your CV should answer. It should answer who you are. It should answer the skills you have. It should answer what exactly you are looking for in that organization. And this is almost the same thing. Who am I? I'm an expert marketing and advertising manager with 5 years experience in doing this, right? What are my skills? You can see some of the skills that have been mixed with this: managing marketing campaign, managing this initiative, developing strategy for campaigns, managing corporate communication. I've also demonstrated experts in leading high proficient proactive team to this. You understand? So this is how to write your CV. Okay. Education, you can see start from the highest down to the lowest. MSc, BSc, you can see second class upper and all those things. Training, you can add your training to your CV if you have. Language, if you know more than, of course, if you have this proficiency in all these languages, you can add them. What are your hobbies? What are you interested in? And you write it there. These are keywords that your CV should have. It shows that you are actually an achiever, somebody that has done stuff, that knows what to do. You can screenshot this. You can I've facilitated this, I've demonstrated this, I supervised a team that won, blah, blah, blah. We launched the products, we directed, the implementation of this. We delegated, my team and I delegated the team. We delegated the team that did this thing. We evaluated the outcome of this training. My team and I won the team for best in teamwork. We completed this project within 24 days and ensured that there's no challenge on the platform. I accomplished, we directed, we conduct. It's showing that you know what you are doing. These are action words that you can use to write your cover. Sorry, I say cover letter. To write your work experience and talk about what you did under your work experience. Some pitfalls to avoid. AI is important, but don't use it wrongly. It will get to a stage whereby people might, and this is a fear in the nearest future, because of the importance, the usefulness of AI and how a lot of people has embraced AI. It might get to a stage whereby people will not be judged based on their CV again, because AI can write a perfect CV if you know how to write the right prompt, right? Which means that leverage that knowing how to write a very good CV we have might not hold anymore, and people are actually being judged by how they can fight for themselves and sell themselves via an interview. It might even get to a stage whereby they might not want to be doing a virtual interview again because of AI too. Because of AI too. Because there are some AIs that you can speak to on the screen. There's a part of my screen is telling me what to write, what to say, exactly what to say. Right. So which means that at the end of the day, a near future is coming whereby people are actually being employed or being tested based on their content. What exactly do you know? You understand? So if you are the kind of person that you are trying to build your skills, keep on building, because very soon the skill will pay off. Honestly, will pay off. But you need to also know how to use AI, and don't use it wrongly. AI is supposed to guide you, not to provide the answer. Because AI is to you can go check. AI is to are wrong. Some AI output are wrong, right? I said it's supposed to guide you. It might not be 100% accurate, but AI is supposed to guide you, right? And use it to, not that you tell the stuff, the you put a prompt that AI should develop your CV, and it goes ahead to develop your CV. You submit it for your interview, and now they ask you to come and talk about what is on your CV, and you are looking lost. Why? Because you are not involved in any of the chain, which is not good, right? So write your CV format. Write CV formats, PDF, doc, Word document, and all of those things. Use of funny and colorful template. I've said this. Your CV is not a graphics design. Don't use acronyms. Don't use unprofessional emails. I've talked about most of what is here. Will I be able to do job search strategy? So I will do this. Okay, so for job search strategy, is saying that as somebody that is looking for a job, you need to know what you are looking for. And that's what it is. You cannot just say, I'm looking for a job, I'm looking for a job, I'm looking for a job. What exactly is the type of job you're looking for? Where are this job? What's the job title? Where can you find this job? Which sector? Which industry? Where? Because we're talking about job search. You're searching for a job. You cannot just say anything, any job. Okay, do you want to do gateman? Because gateman is a job. So you need to know what exactly you're looking for. You need to know what exactly you're looking for, know the industry, know the role, know the type of organization where you find this job, know the kind of platform. And this is true. For instance, let me use the example of somebody in Sokoto. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I work with Jobberman, and this is some of the platforms you can use, verified platform that I know that you can use to look for a job. But if I'm looking for a job in Sokoto, is it Sokoto or Sokoto? Anyway, regardless of the pronunciation. If I'm looking for a job in Sokoto or Sokoto, to look for a job on Jobberman website might not be the best way. Because how many times the Jobberman posts jobs that is in Sokoto? You need to know. We are talking about searching for jobs. You need to know where these jobs are going to be posted. You can't be looking for a job in Mina or in Kaduna and be going on platform that the only place they post job is Lagos, Abuja, Lagos. You need to find out. Or are you saying that people don't get jobs? People are getting jobs. There's employment that is going on. The only thing is that you don't have the information to where the jobs are, which you need to find. No, this kind of job. There are some jobs that if you're looking for, you need to join some community on Telegram, because that's where they drop those updates. You need to join some community on LinkedIn. You need to follow some people on X, on Instagram. You need to know where these jobs are and follow them. Don't just be looking for a job blindly. You will get drained. You will get exhausted. And that's why you say, there are no jobs, there are no jobs. It's a lie. You don't know where the jobs are. It's just that you don't know where the jobs are. So you need to find out where these jobs are. Use the right platform. If you're going to go on Jobberman website, if you want to go on LinkedIn, you need to use the right platform. And if you're looking for a job, there are some things that you need to know how to do. You cannot say, I'm alone, I'm at home. Nobody should stress me. We're in the era of social media. I will see the job online. Sometimes you need to go out. You need to go out to network, because your network, they say your network is your net worth, right? This is the people you know that will determine the kind of opportunity you see. If I know, for instance, if I know somebody in Aso Rock, I'll probably not be on this call today. And that's the honest truth. I'll probably be I'll probably be in Abuja. I'll probably be in Abuja. It's because my network does not carry Abuja. You get what I'm trying to say. Right? It is your network that will determine your net worth. You need to build those network. You need to go out, meet the right people. When you are meeting people, don't just do is it horizontal? Don't do horizontal. Horizontal is on the same line, right? Don't just do vertical networking. Do horizontal too, because I'm sorry to say this, but I'll say it. Some of us, when we're going, only my daddy knows somebody. If my daddy knows somebody, I will not be in this situation. We don't know anybody. There's no connection. Why? Because some of our parents have failed to do, or is it horizontal now? Horizontal networking, which means networking with their peers, fellow job seekers, fellow people that are on the same network. Because at the end of the day, when you grow old, as you are increasing on your career, these other people are also increasing on their career. These people end up to become the head of one institution, one CBN, this and that. And those are network that your coming generation can benefit from. So don't just despise this person. I define job, you say define job, we cannot help each other. Yes, we can help each other. Because there are even some opportunities that somebody that is looking for a job alongside with you, we have that you don't have. So you need to also network on that same level. Not just, I'm not saying you should not network up or network up, but don't forget the people also on your level, because they can also have answers to your questions, right? Know that job search is a job. Know that searching for a job is a job on its own. It's a serious job. It's a serious job. It's a serious job, and you need to take it as a job. I wish I have time. I would have talked about it. You can screenshot some of these things and you take it up and go read. Enhance your career development and credentials. While you're at this stage, while you're looking for a job, don't stay there. Build yourself up. Attend seminars like this, network with people, take trainings, free training, even the paid one that you not pay so much. Don't go and pay, don't go at this stage, you don't need to go do a training whereby you go and have debts or the name of I want to train. I say, everybody's doing this. So I remember when I was serving NYSC, come and do HS, come and do this, come and do that. I I don't want to use myself as an example because I'm a know what you're looking for and pursue knowledge. And don't do jack of all trade. Don't do this one. Know what you're pursuing. Because as I said, if you're searching for a job, know what you're looking for. Have an idea and pursue knowledge in that idea. Because today you cannot say you just because they say jack of all, no knowledge is wasted. But at this stage, you are not in that stage whereby you have that luxury to just pick anytime, any form of knowledge anywhere. Pick the one that you think will resonate to you the most at this point of your life and fly with it. You guys. So develop your credentials, seek for help. Open your mouth. Tell people I'm looking for a job. Open your mouth and tell people. Take advantage of technology. Be online. Be everywhere. I'm not saying you should join the banter of the banter that is trending now is Fela Whiskey, VDN. Don't do all those things. Look, look for the one that resonates with your career. Follow people, right? Follow people. Search on job websites, wherever the job is. Look for where the job is. Search, follow up. All right, some jobs is on WhatsApp groups. Follow them. Ask for people. Tell them to involve you in all these things, and take advantage of network. Also understand that your personal image is important. Don't join online. If you want to join online banter, and this is an advice from me to you, you can create another social media account and use it to. Is it lie? Whiskey is this, fella is this. Use another social media page. Don't use your don't use your original page to do all these things. Because your online image, internet don't forget. you never can tell where these things will come up again. Right. Come on interview, prepare, of course, prepare for interviews, be proactive, take advantage. When somebody says send your CV, send it first. Don't say, where's the job? What's the salary? I cannot do I cannot do this. So send the CV first. Then after like 2 hours, so that CV that you asked me now, that I've sent, what was it for? Well, first of all, send the CV. Send it. Then you question later. That's how to be proactive. Some people you say, how much do they pay? If you're not it's not as if it's not as if, sorry that I'm laughing. It's not as if there's something that you're doing, you don't have any major thing and you're already send it first. Nobody have said that when the offer comes that is a must that you take it. You can still reject it, but be proactive because you don't know the conversation that person is. And when you want to ask a question, let it be like 1 hour, 2 hours later. And you know, say, that thing that I've said to you, what was it for? Be patient and be resilient. The journey to searching for a job is not easy. It's not easy. It's honestly not easy. At some point, you get rejection emails. Some points, they will serve you hot breakfast. Some points, you feel like crying. No, some points, you actually cry. You actually cry. Sometimes you'll be like, I'm not doing again. It's like, it's like I should go and learn tailoring. I'm not saying there's anything bad in learning tailoring, no, please. Do not misquote me. But I'm just saying that there are sometimes you feel like giving up, right? Just know that it's part of the process. Just know that it's part of the process. All right. It's not going to be easy, as I said. Just know it's part of the process. There was a LinkedIn account I saw, someone that said he applied for over 90 something jobs before he got the dream job. I mean, no, he got over 90 something rejection before he got that dream job that he's looking for. If it's me and you, we know, I'm not sure we'll get to 20. This place I'm okay, I'm is okay. I'm okay with it. Do you understand what I mean? It's not easy, but you need to be resilient. You need to be patient. And at the end of the day, you need to track your effort because it is when you know what you have gone through, that is when the testimony is sweet. That's when the story is sweet. Nobody, imagine somebody, this before and after. If your before was like was fresh and your after is fresh too, it will not trend. It will not be sweet. It is all those people that when you see your before, you be like, God, I beg. Thank God for myself. And you now see the after. That's when the story is sweet. But you won't be able to do all those things if you don't track. So you need to know, you need to track. And also track where you're applying to. Don't just be applying blindly. Don't just be pressing send. Send your CV. Right? You need to track so that you can also know where your output has gone to. I will leave you with this. I'm going to stop here because of time. There's no generic CV. There's no perfect CV. There's no standard CV. Every CV should be unique to the job you're applying for. If you're applying for customer service job in Jobberman, your CV should be different from when you're applying for customer service in ExxonMobil or in whatever organization. But even though there are two customer service, you need to edit your CV to what exactly the employer is looking for. Prepare your best to write to prepare for the interview. You can take a lot of online learning, online resources to learn about interview skills. And again, you can achieve everything, honestly. And I think I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much for having me. I can see, and so I don't know. I know there's a moderator or anchor or a compare. I don't know the.
All right. Thank you very, very much, sir. It's a pleasure having you here this wonderful evening. Thank you very much. You would kindly receive the emojis being sent by distinguished friends who are on this call. It's a pleasure being here I was about like just coming up on board now that we have limited time. So we have several questions which might have been which our attendees on call here would have put down in their respective notebooks and then notepad. So if you have questions, can you please raise your hands? We'll be taking just few questions, about one or two, so that we can wrap up this session. Just like we have agreed earlier on that we'll be just spending just 2 hours on this call so that other persons can have other things to do. So we have my co-team lead here, Najim Amza. Could you please unmute and ask your question, please?
Okay, thank you so much, the moderator. Thank you so much, sir, for this session. My question is for the interview section. What are the questions we should expect if you're preparing for interview, and how do we answer them perfectly? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that short and precise question. So, Mr. Aisha, would you like should we take all the questions together, or you answer them how they are being asked, sir?
So for the interview score, there's something on the screen. Yeah, so the person, if I had more time, I would have gone through all those things. You can always take a screenshot of some of the questions that you should expect during an interview.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that response. So we have Latif Afiz. Your hand is raised. Could you please unmute and ask your question, please? All right.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now.
Good afternoon.
Please proceed.
Mr. Ola. Mr. Oluwajuwon, please, I want to ask. Please, what is wrong? Is anything bad if adding in view, like in view to a CV? Maybe you've just finished HND, so yet to complete a BSc program. So adding in view to the CV, maybe there'll be like a blockage. Maybe the person that is looking at the CV will not accept that. Or is anything bad adding an in view to a CV? Thank you.
So there's nothing bad in it. It just means that you've not completed, let's say, an education or a training. All right. So if it's an education, where it might get tricky is that some organizations are looking for, let's say they're looking for a graduate, somebody that has graduated, but you write in view. In real sense, you have not graduated, so there's nothing wrong in doing that. Just that in that situation, they might not pick you. They might not pick you because you don't fit into what they are looking for, right? That is one. Two, it can also serve as an advantage for you. Let's say you are doing a course like a project management course, and you write in view. Now they're looking for somebody project management can be, so maybe the employer is looking for somebody who has project management skill, or maybe somebody in HR that has some skills and training, and you have maybe currently you're undergoing professional training, like maybe project management or the likes of HR, all these professional courses that they do in HR, right? And you're writing in view, it means that you're already in it, but you've not completed it, which also gives you an edge. So there's nothing wrong actually in writing in view. There's nothing wrong in writing in view.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Ibrahim, you will be the last questions will be taken for this particular session. Please unmute and speak, please.
Yeah, someone can start me now for the question. So my question is for students. yeah, but my question is for people that maybe they have a job or the job is not giving them what they want, or more like they need to pivot. So people like someone that has like an internship, but let's say the internship is not paid, or it's not just giving them like the benefit they want. So they are looking to maybe apply to like better offers and all. So what kind of strategies should such people employ to get the best results?
Okay. So one very important thing is that you need to know that someone that has a job that wants to pivot to another job, the person is at an advantage to get a job than somebody that is not in any job. How will I say it? You already have an internship or you're already employed, which means you have more demand than somebody that is totally unemployed. The only challenge we have is the time to go for the interview or the schedule. You know, sometimes maybe your job is Mondays to Friday, physical, and now is a situation of how do I sneak out of the office to go for the interview, right? At the end of the day, what you need to know is that it is still in the power is in your hands, the way you craft your CV, the way you sell yourself. Because as I said, there's more demand on you than somebody that does not even have any job. Because it means that this is no shade. This is no talking down on anybody, but it means that you're already in the system and somebody wants you. Do you understand? Compared to somebody that so far nobody has wanted. You know that kind of analogy. So it gives you an edge over another person. And also it also shows that you already have an experience. It's not big, it now determines on how you sell yourself, how you package your CV, how you package all those things to sell yourself. But basically, you're at an advantage, honestly.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Oluwajuwo. Thank you very much for our friends, distinguished mentors, mentees, and colleagues on this call. We appreciate you for honoring
Can I
our
take the last
invite
question?
for joining this session. It's a pleasure here anchoring this session with you. And then it's so much delighted we have this particular session because I'm so much sure that we have learned several things on this call. Mr. Oluwajuwon, would you like us to take the last question before we wrap it up, please?
Let's take Ezekiel's question.
Okay. Ezekiel, could you please ask your question, please? Ezekiel, are you still there, please? Ezekiel Ademuyiwa. Well, I'm not so sure he's here again. And that's a wrap. On behalf of Nasir Rugiwa Mentorship Platform, I want to sincerely thank our phenomenal speakers. And the person of Engineer Farid Olajide is still on this call. Wow, Jazakumullah Khairan. I so much appreciate your effort. Thank you very much for what you have actually shared with us this evening. Also, Mr. Oluwajuwon Esho, rather, sorry. Thank you very much for the invaluable civil blueprint you have shared with us this evening. To our participants, our mentors, mentees, distinguished colleagues, friends, and well-wishers of NGM, your engagement made this session lively. I so much enjoy all the what's it called, the new gens where many persons were actually using the chat bots to follow up with our facilitator. Thank you very much. So the next step now it is we have learned several things on this call. Apply what we have learned here, what we have learned rather, revise your CV, just like Engineer Farid had mentioned earlier on. You have to audit your CV, and this is just let me call him an auditor. Now he has given a blueprint to how to audit your CV and also would possibly in the nearest future be coming up on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, just like you had mentioned earlier on. Thank you very much. I'm currently checking if we have the grand mentor on the call.
He's on
Possibly.
the call. He's on the call, please.
All right. Oh, I am checking as well. Engineer Nasir Giwa is on the call. He's our grand mentor for Nasir Giwa mentorship platform. So we'd like to have some goodwill messages from you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Great session. Wonderful session. Engineer Fire Olajide, very much for what you have done. Great presentation. I wish I'm much younger. I can tell you, with what I've listened to today, I was certainly secure one of the best jobs in Nigeria. For the government, my friends, second time we are meeting, thank you so much. At short notice, you honor us. May God honor you. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. As usual, that was a great presentation, and we really appreciate it. Except I want to start repeating all what you have said, which I should not. You've done great justice to the presentation. Please, there's no other way I can say it other than to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. And congratulations to all our participants for participating in this session. I'm sure you will make the best use of it. We look forward to having you again on the next session. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So that is the voice of the grand mentor of Nasiru Giwa mentorship platform. All right, distinguished colleagues, you can also follow NGM across all social medias, Instagram, LinkedIn, and on X. You can follow Nasiru Giwa mentorship platform, so you can also get more updates about sessions like this in the coming days ahead. Right, stay connected in the chat, network respectively, and have a productive week ahead. Thank you very much and goodbye. Have a career readily CV. Let's jointly recite Surah Al-Asri as a closure for this particular session. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wal asr innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.